They said something. You felt it hit. Not just the words, but the tone, the look, the silence that followed. And now your body wants to react. Tense jaw, racing thoughts, that tight burn in your chest. But here's the truth. Not everything that provokes you deserves a reaction. That's where most people lose. Not in what was said to them, but in how quickly they handed over control. Disrespect isn't just about someone crossing a line. It's about what happens next. The way you let it hijack your focus, your peace, your power. The Stoic knows this. He doesn't give his power to noise. He holds it, quietly, firmly, like a blade that never leaves the sheath, because it doesn't need to. You think reacting will fix it, that if you clap back, you'll get your respect back. But the Stoic knows, real respect is not demanded. It's maintained, through presence, through principle, through restraint. Not silence out of fear, but silence out of power. Because not everything deserves a reply. Some things deserve distance. And the strongest man in the room isn't the one who speaks first. It's the one who doesn't need to. He's not playing the same game. He's operating on a different level, above the noise, beyond the bait. That's where clarity lives. That's where control begins. Control isn't passive. It's active discipline. It's the decision to stay anchored when everything around you tries to pull you off course. Disrespect wants to shake you. It wants a reaction it can feed on. But the Stoic doesn't give it that luxury. He observes. He pauses. Then he responds, if necessary, from a place of strength, not emotion. Because reacting is easy, but responding with purpose, that's mastery. That's when you stop being owned by your environment and start owning your presence. Here's the first rule. You don't respond in the moment. You buy time. You breathe. You pause. Because the first reaction is rarely the right one. The Stoic gives himself space, not because he's unsure, but because he's in control. Second rule, you don't match their tone. You keep your volume low, your words few, and your energy centered. If they shout and you whisper, your calm becomes a mirror, and their chaos exposes itself. That's leverage. That's power. Disrespect only works when it finds a weakness to cling to. If it finds none, it dies in silence. Third rule, you don't explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. A man anchored in truth doesn't argue for validation. He doesn't negotiate with ignorance. The Stoic lets his actions speak, his discipline speak, his silence speak. And the fourth rule, you always protect your peace, because not every fight is yours to enter. Some battles are traps in disguise, distractions wrapped in emotion. You think walking away is weakness? Ask yourself this, what kind of strength does it take to walk away when your ego is begging you to stay? Some men live their whole lives on edge, waiting to be disrespected just so they can justify the chaos already inside them. But the Stoic lives differently. He doesn't seek revenge. He seeks mastery, not of others, but of himself. Respect starts with how you carry yourself when no one is watching. When you get tested, provoked, ignored. That's when your real power shows. So ask yourself this, do you want to prove you're strong or become someone who doesn't need to? If that question hit you, subscribe and hit the bell, not for motivation, but for reminders that sharpen your edge.